the ridiculousness of live action Sailor Moon.
It's true.
I just have to roll the final bits of initiative.
In which the Sailor Scouts use their Senshi powers to cheat at basketball.
Yep. It's like using your God-given powers to cheat at cards.
How do I add my because it said when I did initiative, it said no token was selected.
You need to.
And I tried.
You click
I
on your
tried
token.
clicking. The,
Oh,
I tried that, and
you don't have access to your token. You can't move it.
that one that's there by the cages apparently is not me.
Okay, then I don't know who that token is.
Then just like if you go to the character sheets tab and you just click and hold down on your name and drag and drop it to the thing, you should have a token that you can actually move around.
Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah, just put them back over where the other one was, because, I mean, you were
Okay.
probably over there. I'm fine with it.
Over here by the cages.
Yep.
Okay.
Who's this?
That is Bertram.
Ah, okay.
Hi, Bertram.
That is your lovely bugbear friend. Who will
There we go.
never die.
Bertram.
Oh, wow.
Bertram.
An immortal bugbear. That's a thing.
Man, you guys didn't roll so hot on the initiative.
I mean, to be fair, I have a +0 to my initiative, so 14 is actually a pretty darn good roll.
Yeah, you know, it's less like you guys did bad and more like everything else did great.
Yeah, you rolled really well on some initiative. Not on all of them, though. Some of them are pretty terrible.
Yeah, no, there are a few at the bottom, but in the grand scheme of things, this goblin got a 22, so, you know.
Someday I'll
All
have
right.
AoE. Someday.
So if I remember correctly, you guys ended up just rushing into combat.
It was
I
less
don't
like
know that
we were there and then that
We
thing
stopped.
failed. So it was right before, yeah.
Yeah,
The
I don't
idea
think we
failed,
actually
so-
ran.
I don't think we necessarily ran in.
We were just watching
Yeah.
for this and then this is planned
didn't
to
work.
see.
Alright, yeah, yeah, I don't think you guys have surprise.
No, not after talking to them, I guess.
Yeah, no, yeah. So to begin it, this little guy right here, he's just gonna like turn around. And let me check what his speed actually is. Alright, yeah, so he's just gonna go. Yeah, he can't get to you, but he tries his best.
But he tries.
And that's the important part.
Exactly.
A for effort, little goblin.
This one also just starts rushing. More or less everything is rushing at you at this point, as you guys are also equally rushing at them. I forgot to do Bertram's whatchamacallit, so hold on.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Yep.
Oh.
Did Bertram get a 20?
Bertram!
Okay.
You go, Bertram.
Bertram is the greatest out of all of you.
Or at least the most initiative-y.
Right.
And his token doesn't have hit points, so let me just do that.
What's that?
I always love when I think I'm prepared, and then I realize I'm not prepared whatsoever. I don't even have Bertram on here. But yeah, so basically, you just guys war cries and everything. You guys rush on out, and at the same time, one of the goblins around the fire just turns his head and just starts sprinting towards you. And at the same time, from around the corner of the tent, you just see the bigger brownish orangish goblin turn and then just start rushing at you in his plate armor. And that is when Bertram, who you did not even realize was really here, takes action on his own and just rushes up to this tinier goblin, and he is just going to sort of like, as he's rushing, just swing wildly.
Go, Bertram.
Nope.
Huh.
Well,
Let's try
he's
Bertram.
fast.
Bertram rushes up and then just like swings wildly as the goblin just skids underneath. And like it was actually kind of impressive for a goblin of all things to like slide in the dirt and like pick himself back up as he's just takes his little dagger and is focused intently on Bertram.
Far away from
That means it's this guy's turn. And he is probably going to turn around and start rushing at Tash. And he can get there. There we go. And that misses, I assume?
Yeah, that misses.
Yeah, so Tash, as you're rushing forward, like getting ready to go into your primal rage, a goblin just like quickly darts around the cage and just swings at you with basically a club, and it just goes straight over your head. And that's when this guy is also going to rush over to you. He can get about there, but he can't. I think that. Actually, no, I think he can hit you. So yeah, he's going to swing as well. Now does that hit? All right.
That does, yeah.
As you rush forward and just dodge the one goblin's club, that's when you're just caught in the side by another club. As you just, it's not a lot, but it's painful as it's just, and then the goblin's just like, and Eberine, it is now your turn.
Okay. Well, seeing as how there's a at least decent group gathered here, gonna cast Fairy Fire on the ones around the fire here.
All right.
Adding some more.
Did they have to make a save?
Yes, it is a dex save.
All
DC
right.
14. Or they are covered in neon green fairy fire.
An 8 and a 6, so no. And then 2 more. 11 and a 21.
So just the last one saves. So three of them got green fairy fire all over them.
All right, let me just put the little emblems on them.
And then it's gonna run over. Try to duck a little bit behind this tent and hide. And
Alrighty.
say Ulrich, best of luck, and give Bardic Inspiration.
Yay, Bardic Inspiration.
Huzzah.
So
Yours
yeah,
is a D6.
6 still.
Okay. I knew it wasn't higher than a D6. I was just like trying to remember the.
all right, yeah. So as you say the little incantation and then sort of release the magic out to the group of hobgoblins and goblins, it's almost like fire from the actual bonfire sort of like seeps out as they're rushing, because everything is rushing towards you guys. They and to the 3 of them that failed their save, the fire seems to like go around them and then like stick to them, and they're confused, but they're like still rushing at you, while one of the goblins just like is running so fast that it's almost like it doesn't even have a chance of clinging to him as it just like flies off. Is that everything?
I think that's all I can do at the moment.
Ulrich, it is your turn.
So Ulrich's going to move over to this hobgoblin guy and take a nice swing with his warhammer. Nope. And miss. That was a terrible roll. Holy heck.
Yeah, so as you rush forward, and as you rush forward, it's again one of those moments where you just you overcompensate and then you just swing wide as he just doesn't even have to really duck out of your way.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything I can really do as a bonus action, and that was a low enough roll that I'm not going to risk using the Bardic Inspiration on it, so that is it.
All right. That's it?
Yep. No, I don't. I have very few bonus actions.
All right. So now it's this guy, and he's just going to rush up to here.
Actually, I forgot. Okay, no, I have to do that. No, I want to cast Spiritual Weapon as well.
All right.
Yay.
I forgot I had that prepared. So Spiritual Weapon, and take a swing at the same hobgoblin with the weapon.
All right. Where do you put it?
I mean, right next to him, I guess,
All
here.
Right. We'll just put down that
behind
random
him?
sword I found.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll just put down that random sword I found.
Sounds good.
And do you roll for him?
Yeah. For Spiritual Weapon, yes. So 16 to hit.
Yes, that does hit.
Okay.
So he takes 10 points of force damage?
That's what it says.
All
so
right.
I assume that is correct.
As you rush forward and just swing at him with your hammer, he barely dodges and you just go wide. And he sort of he looks up at you, getting ready with his own weapon, and he just you see this sickly grin of weirdly nice teeth for a goblin as he just smiles, and that's just when just up his back as he just screeches as you see a sort of out of nowhere glow. Actually, you know what? You describe what your spiritual weapon
so
is.
it's a sword, but it looks like a sword that's been heated up to be crafted. So it's sort of got that weird blue red glow going with it, and it just stabs right into him.
Okay. So yeah, as he gets that smile on his face, that's just when as he just screams out in pain as you see just the sword glowing with an intense, almost divine heat. It's terrifying and yet so awesome that you now have this power. And you yourself are even trying to hold that stoic face, but on the inside you're yeah, I just did that. That's the first time I did that. That was kind of cool. And then the sword just pulls out and kind of spins itself and flowing his blood off as it just stays there levitating. As he's just he's also looking at it now well, okay.
Well, that's a thing that just happened.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I just now remembered what thing I was missing. Hold on, let me actually pull that up.
Yeah. Spiritual Weapon's nice because it's not concentration. And it's
so good.
It lasts for a minute.
All right. Hey, by the way, how many hit points do you have, Ulrich?
36.
All right, just wanted to know.
That's not ominous at all.
No.
All right, so yeah, that's the end of your turn?
Mm-hmm. That is the end of my turn, yes.
Alrighty. So that one of the hobgoblins that was around the fire, this guy, he basically runs to there. Oh, more like right there. This goblin runs to right there. this goblin runs right there. Actually, he's going to run more in the direction of Tash. Then this hobgoblin is going to run to about there. And Tash, it is now your turn.
Great. Whoops, you can see what's around. I will.
I actually got the goblins wrong, so Tash, this hobgoblin rushes at you.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna leave melee. I'm gonna bonus action rage and attack this one.
Alrighty.
With my I pull out both my hand axes, but I only get to attack with one because it's a bonus action to attack.
You do have a memory of ire, I think, don't you, or whatever it's called?
I do have that, but I was thinking to kill him quicker would be the hand axes.
Fair. All right.
Does that hit?
Yes, it does. All right.
And I'm not gonna move because that's dumb.
All right. Yeah. So that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So as you go into your rage, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So as you start, like, you go into that beast primal sort of mode, as you just start frothing at the mouth, and you just get your adrenaline kicking. It's immediately after you get whacked with the stick that's when, like, you just, like, start going into that frothing at the mouth moment, and that's when you just, in retaliation, as the one goblin in front of you, like, sees that moment and then, like, goes for his own swing, you just take your own hand axe and then you just slice him across the chest and just completely interrupting him. And he looks up at you and, like, you can see the fear in his eyes as you've gone from, like, a normal human, like, calm into just animal. And then it was this guy, who I already moved, so he's just right there. Back up at the top, it is now this goblin, and he is going to swing at Bertram. That misses. Yeah, no, again, like, he just, like, swings, and somehow Bertram just, like, somehow Bertram being, like, 3 times this thing's height, just sort of, like, steps, and then just, like, it just completely misses.
Bertram.
I realized I forgot another sheet that will be helpful here. Hold on. Aha, okay. All right. So it is now the armored up hobgoblin, and Alaric, he's going to just, like, after getting stabbed with that, he's just going to, like, focus back his attention, and he's just going to swing at you with his mace. Hold on, I set him too.
I'll say, does he have advantage?
No. Let me roll again, just because I can. There we go. Okay.
That's ridiculous.
What?
That is ridiculous. No.
What? It's triple advantage.
Yeah.
Let me roll again, just in case it's broken. But if it's not, you just got crit.
Yeah, well, it's just you accidentally had it on advantage, and so then you got to roll again, and you got the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
Like that's actually why it's ridiculous is that is that you shouldn't that shouldn't have been rolled 3 times.
Yeah. No. That's a little scary. All right. Yeah. No. You take the double damage though. You only take 3 points of damage though, so never mind. So yeah, Ulrich, after you miss and then he gets hit with that thing and you have that moment of pride, that's when in your pride he just swings and catches you in the gut with his mace, and like it's that moment where you're like, okay, fine, we're gonna fight. And that is when let me just find a good picture for it. Hold on. That is when. Okay, that's supposed to be a far smaller picture, but it's a log. You are going to get hit in the back by what appears to be a floating giant sort of where your spiritual weapon seems divine. This one has that same sort of feel, except far darker.
Oh dear.
Where
did
I don't
that come
actually.
from?
When you cast a spell, you make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5. Yeah, so that adds its wisdom. I think this is my first time ever controlling a whatchamacallit, so like, bear with me.
If it's a cleric, it should be wisdom.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I think I can just make a wisdom check. Yeah?
That hits.
Damn.
Alrighty, and I believe it's 1d10?
It's let me double check.
1d8.
D8 plus
Spellcasting modifier, so 1d8 plus 3. So that is
4.
Yep. So you take 4 points of damage as what is basically a giant tree trunk / log just whack gets you right in the back. And that's when you like turn. That's when you turn and have your own moment of like, what the hell? And that's when you turn back to see him, and he's got the smug sort of grin that you had on your face.
That got cast? Damn.
All right, that is the end of his turn.
Quick question:
And-
is he the only hobgoblin that's armored, or all of them?
They're like he's the only one in like full metal armor. The other ones have like basic stuff.
Okay.
Yes, heat metal can work against him.
That was part of the question, but the other part of the question was just, does he look different than the others?
Oh, he looks far different. He looks far better equipped. He just looks far more.
Okay, that was
better.
I mean, yeah, it was a 2-part question. I don't know if I'm going to use heat metal, but like.
Okay. All right, it's Bertram's turn, and Bertram is he's gonna basically just like lift his morning star above his head and just like slam it down and try and get the little goblin. That hits.
Bertram.
What? What? Can he really deal up to 15 points of damage? What?
What's the morning stars?
Oh yeah, 2d8 plus 2.
Yeah.
Woo.
He had a good roll.
Very good roll.
He had an amazing roll, apparently. Yeah. So as he just lifts his morning star up and then just cracks it down, the goblin gets flattened and turned into a red paste upon the ground. It literally just goes.
That's
like
an
a
ex-goblin.
mosquito.
That's an ex-goblin.
Yep.
Alrighty then. Bertram. Bertram. I could never kill Bertram. He's far too fun.
Bertram's great.
All right. The goblin in front of you, Tash, is going to attack at you.
Okay.
17.
Yep.
You take 1 point of damage.
Great.
He just like whacks you in the ankle.
Okay.
This one, the one next to him is going to swing, and he misses.
Yep.
Eberine, it is now your turn.
Okay. Where's Tash in this turn order?
I'm at the very bottom.
Very
He's at
low.
the bottom. He's second to last.
Second to last. Okay.
And I'm probably too far away for any spell you're trying to throw.
He's within 30 feet. Again, this is one of those moments where I messed up with, like, measurements. But he's within, like, 30 feet.
This is
okay.
more... I guess, yeah, how many turns are between me and you? I'm just curious.
Several.
Several, yeah. You just went, so... Or when did you go last?
He's
there's
the next
6
to
turns.
last person on the
Yeah.
turn order.
Okay. Because I was thinking... I wanted to wait until you were... Wait, did you actually rage yet, or no?
Yeah,
Yes.
I already have.
Great! Okay, I want to make sure of that. Okay, then... She's actually going to cast... Dissonant Whispers on this middle one. The middle... in front of Tash. So it needs to make a DC 14 Wisdom save.
It does not succeed.
So it will take... I'll take 9 psychic damage, and it has to use its reaction to immediately run away.
From you or Tash?
To move
From you.
From me, but still.
Yeah, okay, that's still, like, away. Yeah.
Yep. So Tash gets an opportunity attack on it.
Ooh. Okay,
I
yeah.
get an opportunity attack right now?
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Because
Well,
it
then I
uses
will
its
swing.
reaction. It's not forced movement as much as it is, unless you use your something to run away.
No, I'm gonna attack it.
So, Eberine, what do you, like, what is the... What do you do? What magic do you do?
So basically she's kind of pointing over towards that goblin and just starts whispering words in Sylvan, just kind of under her breath, to the point where it just starts echoing just within this goblin's mind. And it's probably just some, like, random insults or weird sort of Sylvan riddles, to the point where it just drives it insane and forces it to run. It's like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on?
Alright. Tash, that does indeed hit. Alright. So basically what happens here is, Tash, as you're fighting off these goblins, you're parrying their hits, you're swinging at them, you're frothing at the mouth. Eberine, you just sort of, like, peek out from behind the tent, point at the one, and then just, like, you, like, silently whisper. And nobody can hear it, but there's just sort of, like, as you speak, a little bit of wind and just sort of blows past you, and the wind goes straight in its direction, and you can see it's like jumping up and down. It just starts losing its shit, and then just, like, it legitimately falls backwards, and then just, like, turns and starts scampering to try and run away. And that's when, Tash, you just see your moment and you strike straight down, and you get him right in the back, and it's just it goes solid in, and he is dead.
Oh, really?
Woo!
Okay.
Goblins.
And then she's just gonna give Tash a thumbs up for that good teamwork and give him bardic inspiration.
Thumbs up inspiration.
Mm-hmm. And move back a bit just to keep away from this lot.
Alrighty.
That's my turn.
All right. So, gonna take another Warhammer swing at this guy. That better hit. One-handed, though. I have my shield out, so that's the 5 points damage.
Alrighty.
And then we'll just spiritual weapon at him again, because why the heck not? So click on it. Where's that? There we go.
Alrighty.
So total of 13 on the 2.
Sounds very windy, Brandon.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
it's okay.
I'm by the air conditioner.
Alright, yeah, so Alaric, as you and the hobgoblin are, like, full on duking it out. Like, you're blocking attacks with shields, you're going when you can. He's doing the exact same. He just like knocks your hammer out of the way, and he's about to get ready, but that's just when you get him. You just jab at him and get him with the head of it, just right in the stomach, and he just goes, "Ugh," as at the same time the sword just slices him up the back, and it's like he gets pushed backwards and then pushed forwards in quick succession.
Not a good moment for him.
It is not. He seems pretty pissed.
Okay.
Is that everything?
Yep, that's everything.
All right. Then it is now this hobgoblin's turn, and he is going to rush up to Bertram. Actually, no, yeah. He rushes to about here. And he's going to, I believe, fire an arrow. Yes. He's going to take his longbow, knock an arrow, and then just...
Ooh.
And that does indeed hit. After Bertram just, like, pastes the one goblin, he just lifts his club up and then just puts it, like, on his shoulder, and that's when an arrow just goes... and then just nails him right in the right side.
Oh. I gotta take that Bertram, go get him, he's all shiny!
And that's when Bertram just like, oh! It is now this goblin's turn. And he's gonna rush up to about there. Now it's this goblin's turn. He rushes up to about there. And then there's this hobgoblin's turn, and he's gonna rush up right to you, Tash, and he's going to swing at you with his sword.
Alright.
That hits?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You take 9 points of damage.
That's halved, right?
Yes. Well,
Yay,
that's
rage.
not halved, but you take half, yeah.
Which would be, what? 4?
Yeah,
Or
4.
5?
It would be 4.
Math.
Yeah, so he just rushes up at you and then just like swings and then just like cuts you across the chest, but it matters absolutely nothing to you as you take the recoil from the hit and then just like get right into the back of swinging. Tash, it is now your turn.
Alright. I will go ahead and try and paste this one. Attack with my hand axe.
That is a hit.
Does that kill it?
No, it does not.
Okay, well then I will swing with my other hand axe. But
That is a miss. So yeah, Tash, basically what happens is after you just get sliced like in the chest, but you just don't care as you just hit the goblin across across his chest with your one hand axe, but then like you go up for another swing with your other one, and that's when the hobgoblin puts his sword between you and the goblin and just like parries your strike.
Alright. That's the end of my turn.
Alright. And that is when this hobgoblin gets his turn, and he is also going to shoot an arrow at Bertram. But he misses.
Yay!
He is failing at turning Bertram into a pinwheel.
Bertram.
Yeah. He just fires an arrow and just... But like Bertram's like weirdly dexterous and can kind of like see these things coming in a weird way as he just sort of like moves his head to the side as the arrow just narrowly misses him. And back up to the top with this guy. So Alaric, he's going to attack at you again with his mace.
Okay. That
And he's
misses.
going to miss. But he does.
He does get to
get his whatchamacallit. Yep.
Yeah. Also
Which
misses.
Also misses. Basically, what happens here is after you got him in the chest and he had sliced up the back, he goes for like his own. He puts his mace above his head and attempts to swing down. To which you just take your shield. You just push him backwards with your mace, and that's when you automatically you just something in your brain goes, "Remember behind you," and that's when you just put your mace behind your back, and you. You're not your mace, your hammer. You put it behind your back and catch the trunk coming, and then just completely deflect that.
Woo.
And then you get right back into that battle ready stance. As he looks pretty pissed that did not work. Bertram is good. It's now Bertram's turn, and Bertram is going to charge at this goblin, and he's going to swing at him with advantage. Because it's advantage, right? Because they have fairy fire. All right, making sure. Where is it? There it is. $14. That hits. And the little guy takes 4 points of damage. Bertram just sort of stomps up and then just gets him right in the side.
Well, that was a sad strike, though.
The goblin in front of you, Tash, is going to attempt to hit you.
Alright.
He misses.
No.
Then that goblin's dead, so he's not in the turn order. And Eberine is now your turn.
All right. Then let's see. I'm gonna go over here, peek around. Gonna call out over to, I guess this is the hobgoblin, right?
Yep.
Just be like, people told me you were terrible. It's not true. You're actually really far worse than that. In Sylvan and Vicious Mock.
All right. Does he have to make a save for that?
Yes.
Yeah, he fails.
And disadvantage on his next attack.
All right. So he takes 4 points of damage. And once again, it's just that it's that little moment of he seems to be entirely focused on battle with Tash, but then you see his head sort of tilt to the side when they're like, "What?"
And then, you're doing wonderfully, Bertram. Bardic Inspiration.
Bertram just while fighting just goes, "Thanks."
Oh, Bertram.
I'll put that little thing on him. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. Eberine, not Eberine. Ulrich, it is now your turn.
Yep, and we're gonna do the same darn thing.
Ooh.
So that is 18 bludgeoning damage, because that's a crit. And on the spiritual weapon, 5 force damage, because a 16 hit, so a 19 should.
Yep. So that is 23 points of damage.
Woo!
23 points of damage.
All right. So as you so what happened previously was, you knock his strike and then you deflect the tree trunk. That's when after you get your stuff ready, he goes at you with his mace and you just knock it out of the side. You just knock it away with your shield, and then you just get him right in the head as your spiritual weapon just, and then as his head goes flying up into the air, detached from his body.
Oh wow!
And just as his body slumps to the ground, his head lands on top of it with a thunk, as he is dead.
Well, that's a bad day for him.
and his like evil looking tree trunk just disappears.
All right. Well then, gonna. Actually, I'll stay there for now. I was like, I could get up in melee, but I can let them come to me, or get up in melee in the next round. So that is my turn.
All right, and it is now this hobgoblin's turn, and he's going to attempt to shoot at Bertram again. That hits. 2 points of damage.
How's Bertram looking?
Slightly hurt because he has an arrow in him, because he has 2 arrows in him, but he's still in the fight. He's not like he's not looking that bad.
Okay.
This arrow just sort of like catches him in the flesh of the arm, and he's just like, but he doesn't even like take it. He doesn't even like do anything about it. He's just still swinging at this goblin.
Mm-hmm.
So now this goblin's turn, and he's going to rush up right next to Bertram, and he's going to attempt to swing. That hits. And it's just, he just sort of rushes up and catches him in the knee. It's not much, but it's, it hurts him a little bit. And then the one in front of him is going to attempt to attack him again. And he also hits. And he does a little bit of damage. And once again, it's nothing. It's kind of nothing. He just like gets him. He gets a little higher and just cracks Bertram right in the side, and Bertram just goes, "Oh!" While Bertram doesn't look inherently rough, like he's losing, he's definitely not on the winning side of this little tussle with 2 hobgoblins shooting at him and 2 goblins attacking him.
Good to know.
Tash, the hobgoblin in front of you, is going to attempt to hit you, but he has disadvantage. So he's going to swing at you, but he looks mildly pained while he does so. And he misses. Yeah, no, he just he sort of winces as he swings at you, and that's when you just like completely just punch his sword out of the air.
That's handy.
He still has it in his grip, but like he just swings so weakly that you just and it's just like ah. And Tash, it is now your turn.
I will go ahead and swing at this guy again.
All right. That does hit.
Alright.
Alright. So as you swing at that little guy, you just completely like you turn your after you punch the sword out of the air, you just swing at the same time, and it just gets him right in the throat, just as he just falls to the ground.
Alright, and for my bonus action, I'll take my offhand at the hobgoblin. And
no, you do not.
That will not hit.
No.
Yeah, this time as you swing at him, you're mostly focused on the goblin, so like when you take your other swing at him, this time he punches your hand axe out of the air. As he just goes, and he's just like, with this sort of like face of like, how's it feel? Alright. And is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's it.
Alright, this hobgoblin is going to shoot at Tash. I mean, not Tash, Ulrich. Miss.
Nope.
At least he wishes that he's attempting to, but like he wishes.
He tries. He tries.
He tries his hardest, and that's really all that matters. It is now back to Bertram, and Bertram is going to attempt to crush one of the goblins. But he does not hit.
He also tries.
He also tries, taking from the hobgoblin. He gets like a little bit of this feeling in himself. Oh, I might as well try. And right in the mud. Eberine, it is now your turn.
Okay. Gonna go around this way this time and peek around here. Seeing these are the two with the bows, right? That have been shooting at Bertram.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try a thing. So she is going to... Let me make sure of something. Check this spell. Okay. She's gonna call over to this hobgoblin and be like, "Excuse me, can you understand me?"
Like, are you speaking in common?
Yeah.
He just sort of like looks at you and is like, "Arr."
Damn, I guess not. Well, never mind that then. So she's gonna sigh to herself, shake her head, say, "I didn't think you would be smart enough for that." And vicious mock.
Alright.
Because the spell I was gonna do involves needing to understand, so...
Yep.
But this does not. Hooray!
He does not make his save.
Disadvantage.
He is viciously mocked.
And
Get
then-
mocked, bro.
Yep, and then gonna duck back behind here then.
Alright. So yeah, as you turn and like say that, like, "Hey, can you understand me?" He turns and like looks at you and is just like, "Arr!" As he just like gets ready to point his bow at you, but you just like, "Oh, that you're ugly," and then he just like his his head just like a little bit as you just like quickly duck back behind the tent.
Tries not to go. She tries not to body shame. It's more stupidity shame.
Yeah, okay. So you look at him and you're like, "You're an idiot," and then you just quickly dart behind. As he experiences a little bit of pain. Is that everything?
Actually, I'll say, does Bertram look bloody? Does anybody look bloodied?
I'm okay.
I'm good.
Bertram is looking a little beat. He's
Okay.
got 2 arrows in him, and he's getting whacked with sticks. With clubs. They're not sticks, they're clubs. They're pretty meaty.
Then she is going to do a healing word on Bertram. So... Yay.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Let me get back over.
What exactly is your healing word?
Friendship.
Are we the Care Bears now?
Well, it's a word, not words. So
Fair
Alright,
enough.
That's fair.
it's either
You-
that
you
or
just
heal,
sort
and
of,
that's boring.
You turn
That's a lore.
You turn the corner and you're quickly like, "Friendship," and that's when Bertram's like, "Yeah," and like he raises his fist in the sky and he's like, "Yeah," and that's when he realizes he's fighting stuff. He's like, "Oh right."
But he's healthier in doing so.
Oh yeah, no, like you sort of see like the blood dripping from his wounds just sort of like stops flowing, and he seems a little more reinvigorated. He's like, "Yeah."
It's the power of friendship. That's my turn.
All right, Ulrich, it is now your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna move between these two guys. And I'm gonna take the first take a swing at the goblin that Bertram is fighting.
All right, yeah, that hits. I do think the one goblin would have gotten an attack of opportunity on you, though.
I was back here. There's a goblin there.
Yeah, right here.
I didn't see him. So I would come here instead.
Oh, okay.
I didn't actually see that he was there.
Yeah, he just
Okay,
kind
okay.
of
Blends in a
go in the
little too
background.
much with the green. Yeah.
All right, fair.
So on this guy, which actually would have had advantage, but it hits anyway, so it doesn't matter. And for 6 bludgeoning.
All right.
And then I want to move the spiritual weapon next to this guy. And it's going to stab at him. Weapon. Right. Nope.
Which?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, the non.
The one that was, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So as you basically just like jump over top of the body and like start running, and then you just rush up behind the one goblin and just crack, get him right in the back as he's been like sort of like jumping around Bertram and his mace, and that's when like the sort of spiritual weapon is sort of like running up behind you as well and attempts to swing at the one goblin, but the goblin who saw you, who like turned and saw you, sees it out of the corner of his eye and just like turns and smacks it with his club, just sort of like messing it up enough that it doesn't get him. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
All right. This archer is now going to shoot at you.
It's fair.
Misses.
Nope.
An arrow just sort of like past your face, and that's when you just sort of like turn and see him. It is now this little goblin's turn, and he's gonna turn. And he's gonna try and hit at you with his little club. He misses. It's now the closer to dying one's turn, and he is going to also swing at you with his club. He also misses. So basically what happens is the arrow just sort of like flies past you, and you just like notice him, and that's when you hear like a little tiny scream of just like ah, like going to swing at you, and you just like sort of like with the butt of your hammer just push him back a little bit. Like as he's it's like a little kid that's really excited. So he's like ah, and that's when you just like take the butt of your hammer and then just like right in the chest, pushing him back. And then the other one goes, and you just with the front of your hammer push him back. It's a very quick succession of like ah tunk, ah tunk. All right, and Tash, it is now the hobgoblin in front of you's turn.
Right.
He swings at you with his sword, and he has disadvantage because of the what do you call it?
That
15?
still hit.
All right. That is 6 points of damage.
All right.
As he just like slashes and gets you. But it is now your turn.
Alright. I'll take both hand axes and swing at him.
Alright. Hit. Hit and... yeah, okay, only one of those hit. Alright. As he slashes you, you just strike back with your hand axe and then just slash him. You guys pretty much at this point are just slashing each other back and forth. Like, you've lost, like, that sense of, like, self-preservation and tactics, and are just going, ah, as you just start swinging wildly, and the only reaction he has is to also go, ah, while swinging wildly. Basically, you two are screaming in each other's face while swinging. And it is now this hobgoblin's turn. And he's actually somewhat interested in what happened to Eberine, so he's going to turn and he's going to get to about right there. As he's just got his arrow sort of like partly knocked, and he's sort of looking for Eberine. All right, and back up to the top with Bertram, who's going to strike at the tiny little goblin that you hit. And he hits, finally. Oh my god. Alright. That's adorable. That's 1 point of damage. Okay, it's gonna be interesting to describe how a Morning Star does 1 point of damage.
Just like nicks his ear.
Yeah, basically what happens is he just sort of like after the whole friendship thing, he like let his hammer drop and it landed on his foot, and just like tonk, And like one of the spikes basically just went through the goblin's foot. But he's still up, so yeah. Eberine, it is now your turn.
All right. Peek around here. Guess if this one is still taking shots.
Yep.
Maybe like I do not need to know fireball to roast a fool. And
17. He passes.
Wow.
nothing this time.
So does he take half damage?
No, it's a cantrip.
Oh.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's
I tried.
the downside of cantrips.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Unless
it's almost like
you're an evocation wizard. That's good.
it's almost like your words just have like no effect on the world as he just continues just pulling an arrow and getting ready to shoot it at Bertram.
Just pouts a little bit and stuffs back.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. So the one in front of Bertram, he's almost dead, I assume.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna start by taking a swing at the other goblin right here.
Alrighty.
So that is, and it's normal on him
That hits.
for 6 bludgeoning.
Alright. After you like do your little thing of like pushing them both back, you just turn and basically like backhand him with your hammer.
And then since he's still up, I will also spiritual weapon him.
Alright.
Woo!
That was 2 22s in a row. That's fun. For 6 force damage.
Alright. So you turn and you backhand him with your hammer. That's when you get him straight in the face, and that sends him like sort of flying to the right. That's when your spiritual weapon comes by and hits him with the flat of the blade on the other side of the face, basically slapping him, except really hard because it's a sword. And basically what happens is you backhand him, sending him flying, to which he then gets basically slapped by the sword, sending him flying back, and he just falls on the ground face first into the dirt.
Excellent.
As he is now dead.
I am going to move between these two.
All right.
And that is my turn.
Alrighty. It is now this guy's turn. And since you're in melee range, so now it's kind of difficult for him. He throws down his weapon, and he's going to throw down his bow and arrow, and he's going to pull out a sword.
Makes sense.
He's going to take a swing at you.
Nope.
He misses. Yep.
They're not even coming close.
You're kind of like, you're barely even dodging. You're kind of like just sidestepping everything.
Just yawning.
Yeah, it's just,
It's like with the shield out, I have 18 AC. And they're like...
Ulrich's just like, nice breeze.
You feel really cool from all the wind that's getting thrown in your direction. This final goblin is going to turn and swing at Bertram. $14 does not hit. He actually gets Bertram in the leg, but Bertram's still caught up with that whole friendship thing, where he's like, oh, that tickled. And it is now back up to the hobgoblin attacking Tash. He is going to swing at you once more. With disadvantage. 15?
Yeah, that still hits.
9 points of damage.
Tash, how are you looking, by the way?
How is that a thing Tash has that gives disadvantage?
No, that's me
that was
with the rage.
Oh.
that was vicious mockery. That has.
Oh, no, no,
the-
no.
It doesn't last forever.
Yeah, it only lasts for
Oh.
one turn. Sorry.
We will say that he was an especially stupid hobgoblin and just like he had a really bad headache from that. But now it's gone. Now it's gone.
It would have hit anyway, so it's
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, with that one, he's just like Tash and him are still just screaming while swiping at each other, and he just gets Tash across the chest again, as they're just both like ah.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
Okay, so I drop both hand axes. I pull out the Sword of Ire, and I yell out, "You need to chill out!" And then I activate the ability it has, and then the sword and myself get covered in ice, and I take a swing.
Woo!
Alrighty.
No one caught the joke. You need to chill out. But
I was
caught
just
the
very
joke.
disappointed.
No one laughed at the joke. Is the more
Yeah, we
Okay.
caught the joke. We're just very disappointed in you.
Okay.
I'm not disappointed in that crit.
no. I'm very excited about
Damn.
that crit.
Are you? Yeah, no, you would be two-hand. Oh no, wait, that's both types.
Yeah.
I would do the math. If what happened basically was, as you both are just screaming at each other, you finally just throw down your hand axes, which confuses the hobgoblin, as he just gets his sword above you, like with this look of like, what are you trying to die? As he's like getting ready to slash at you, and that's when you pull the long sword from your back. The cold bluish tint to the steel just glittering, and as you pull it back, you also simultaneously speak I believe it's a command word. I think it's just ire. As you say it, and then it's just... Actually, you know what? We'll say an ice-related pun. That's how you activate it. That's now a permanent thing. You have to say an ice-related pun to get it to activate. Good job. That's my punishment. That's my punishment for you. As you just pull it and simultaneously speak the command word, you get coated in ice that just... What happens is a cold breeze basically comes in from nowhere and just blows across you as you're covered in this ethereal sort of incredibly blue ice that also slightly coats the sword as you just cut with the sword once, look up, and the goblin is just like standing there. His sword is still above his head, as from his waist, ice starts creeping up and down as his top half severs from his bottom half.
Right,
as he is
awesome.
so fucking dead.
Then I will move. What's how big are the distance?
That's basically 30 feet. You could rush up and get to the hobgoblin.
Okay.
You could basically get to right here.
Okay. And that's where I will end my turn.
Alrighty. I just realized, does the Sword of Ire give you like an AC buff?
No buff.
No. Sorry, it was just the fact that I was thinking to myself, it coats you in ice. Does it give you an AC buff? Then I remembered, no, it gives you cold immunity. So yeah, sorry.
No, it gives me resistance to fire, but I already have that while I'm raging. And it does give me, it makes me, it says...
It makes you weak to fire, I believe.
And bludgeoning, but I'm already resistant to both.
Yeah. I just, part of my brain was like, did I give it a thing? And then I was like, no, right, yeah, that's why that happens. Yeah, sorry, that was it. So that's the end of your turn. It is now this hobgoblin's turn again, and he's going to get to about 5. He can get all the way there. He's going to turn, and he's going to fire at Eberine. And he actually still has the thing, I believe. So he has disadvantage.
No, that was the turn before he didn't do anything last time, so...
Yeah.
So that hits.
Well, he was also a particularly unwise goblin, so he has it now, but he loses it. So yeah, he misses either way. Unless you have like a 6 armor
14.
class.
14.
Okay. Yeah, he rolled a 7, so you're fine. Yeah, the arrow just, you're like, you have your back to him, and that's when an arrow just goes right past your head, and you're like, holy shit. And back up to the top with Bertram, who is going to attempt to swing on the tiny little goblin. Bertram is trying his best. He's just not trying his best enough.
He needs to try a little better.
Yeah, he's got the energy, he's got the motivation, he just needs to do far better.
He does still have inspiration if he wanted to use it. I don't know if it would do
That
it
is
good.
entirely true. Oh my god, yes.
Bertram, which one is he swinging at? Because there's still some with fairy fire.
Oh yeah, the one that he's swinging at, actually, he should have advantage on.
Yeah.
You're entirely correct.
It is difficult.
Okay, he's still gonna add... What is it, a D8?
It's a D6.
Or probably not.
I accidentally clicked the wrong button. Alright, 6 plus...
8.
Yeah, 8, so that's
15?
14.
14.
It's something. That hits. Basically what happens is Bertram lifts his Morningstar above his head, and like you can kind of just tell like it's not really going to work because the Morningstar is wobbly and like he doesn't have a firm grasp on it. But that's when Bertram just sort of like closes his eyes and just goes, friendship, and then just yeah. That thing had 1 hit point left. So basically what happens is Bertram just sort of like he closes his eyes and goes friendship as he just cracks the mace down on it, and then you can hear just everything in it breaking as it is now so dead. And Eberine, it is now your turn.
Yeah, after seeing that, she is gonna... Well, that thing's dead. Other one... Here's a question. This tent... What is... Is there like an opening, or...
Not in the back. The back is just entirely closed.
Yeah, so you can't like lift it up from the bottom or anything like that.
No, you could. You could.
Okay. Then she's just gonna be in Sylvan. You are a terrible shot, and then duck down, grab the thing, pull it up, and run into the tent towards the other side.
All right. Was that a whatchamacallit?
Vicious mockery, yeah.
All right. He rolled a 1. He took real offense to that. He is so insulted. But like it's the type of insult where he knows it's true, but like why do you have to know it's true?
Yeah.
So he's just like rah!
Yeah.
As you run away.
Yeah. And you said there was different distance. So how much movement do I have? Because technically you said like between me and him before was like 30 feet, but I have 30 feet of movement, so
okay. I'm really bad with this stuff. All right, guys.
Yeah.
It's fair. I know that feeling.
You could get like out of the tent because the tent itself is pretty big.
Okay. And yeah, we'll just go over here for now then.
The tent itself was like 20 feet long.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get about there.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
All right, Alaric, it is now your turn.
Okay, so there's the one hobgoblin here. I'm gonna head over there. And
The hobgoblin does have fairy fire, so you have advantage.
yeah, so I have advantage. switch to advantage and take a swing at him. Nope.
Oh.
Neither of those hit.
But I'm also going to move the spiritual weapon up to him and take a shot with that. Come on,
All right.
please let me get to the right thing, character sheet. Thank you.
Woo!
Alrighty.
That'll hit.
So what happens is Tash cuts his hobgoblin in half and then like just books it up to that one, inspiring a lot of like confidence and shock and awe in you as you witness that happen, and then him just book it. And that's when you just rush towards that goblin and just swing with your hammer, miss, but your sword quickly behind you, actually kind of like hiding behind you, just quickly like pops out and then just slashes at him, getting him straight across the chest as he's like, ah! Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
All right. He looks really panicked and like he doesn't know who's the bigger threat. But since you're the one that that's like in front of him, he's gonna swing at you.
That just barely hits. I have an 18 AC with it out. Okay, so 9 damage.
9 points of damage. As like he's I hate you. He's
No, you don't.
he's looking between Tash, who's rushing at him, coated in this magical ice with an ice sword, like terrifying. He's looking between him and you, and just decides like quickly swipe at you, and it's a Hail Mary from him, and you're not expecting it to hit, and you're doing your thing of like, none of these are gonna hit me. It's like oh, thanks for the breeze, and then just as it just like gets you across the arm and then across the front of the chest. As even you're just like, okay, that hit, got it.
Yep,
you're just like, okay,
snuck in.
Yeah, you're just like, some of these things know how to use a sword. All right.
Good to know. Good to know.
And that is the end of his turn. And Tash, it is yours.
I will take a nice healthy swing.
That hits. All right. As you like, you sort of like continue with your momentum of rushing forward, you see him looking between you and Ulrich with absolute fear. He does his little Hail Mary swing, just like cutting Ulrich across the front, and that's when like even his attention is diverted to that in this sort of look of like, oh, I got him. And that's when you just rush forward and just up his back, and it's this weird sound of cutting through like meat and bones, but at the same time you can hear cracking and like sort of just the sound of ice breaking and forming, and just like in general just being there as you just slice him up his back, and he just like and just falls face first on the ground, and ice just slowly grows where the cut is.
Oh.
He is now dead.
Just to let you all know, there was another one behind the tent.
Oh, good to know.
And then with her saying that, I will move about here.
All right.
And that's the end of my turn.
As you say that, you do as Eberine says that, you do see he climbs in through the bottom where Eberine was, and he is going to take a shot at you since you're just the first one there. He just sort of like yeah. He ducks under and like he lifts the tent up and he just instinctually fires a shot. No. Missing horribly. He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't aiming. He just sort of like jumps up and just fires, and the arrow just like sort of it goes like far off to the side, and then just goes through the tent, and he's just like, ah, as he just like sees you just standing there, this like warrior of ice. You're already like 6 foot tall. You're just standing there, and like your sword is off to the side, just covered in ice, as you yourself are this being of ice. And he's like, ah, as he just like sort of starts like stepping backwards.
Yeah, and like Everine is small in comparison, so it looks like she just turned into this big barbarian.
In his perception, it does seem like he chased this tiny girl through a thing, and then she became an ice monster. That is what he thinks happened.
Excellent.
And he's backing up with this look of like, I'm just gonna try and leave. And it's back up at the top with Bertram, who just sort of like he's just gonna stand there, like he puts his morning star on the ground, and he's like, friendship. With this really like satisfied grin on his face, just like, yeah. Aberrine, it is now your turn.
Okay. You continue to be terrible at this.
Yeah, he does not save. All right.
I'm just gonna stay behind Tash.
He he just like, you see one of his eyes just like squint out of pain as he's just still backing up. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, just gonna like pat Tash on the back, like, thank you.
Tash, you just sort of like hear this really muffled, because your everything is encased in ice.
Okay.
You are literally an ice monster.
Yeah. As like Aberrine, like you like sort of like tap him on the head, and it's super cold and kind of hurts you.
Wait, time out. Is she the older one or the younger one?
The older one.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if she's the younger one, that would be hard to do.
Yeah, I think it's impossible probably for her anyway. She's pretty short still.
Yeah, you tap like up and like just like get him
like,
somewhere high.
Like mid back.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like his shoulder, and like as you put your hand on him, it's almost like a burning cold as you just pull your hand back.
Yep. Oh, all right. No, not doing that again.
Yeah, as you look down at your hand, there is a bit of frost on it, and you're just like, oh wow, okay.
It's cold as ice.
And that's the end of your turn?
Yep.
Ulrich, it's to you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna move back here, move the sword behind me, and just hang out. She said he's in the tent. I'm just gonna keep an eye out to see if he comes out the other side.
All right.
Ready destruction.
And if he comes into melee range, I'm holding a hammer swing. I doubt he will, but if he does.
All right. Tash, it is your turn.
Trying to make sure I have this thing. Yeah, I do. Okay. So, I'm gonna rush him. Before I swing, I'm gonna say to him, you better surrender or you're gonna die, and try and intimidate him to, like, not attack. And I have advantage on all intimidation checks.
All right, yeah, roll.
Turn on advantage.
Damn.
Yeah. Considering he perceives you to be a giant ice monster, the bar was really low for that.
He was already intimidated.
He's been intimidated. But yeah, no, he just very quickly, he's looking up at you as you're just this giant ice monster. and it's kind of weird that like your words sound weirdly echoey because of the ice. But he's full on just like he starts backing up and then trips over his own feet and is just laying on the ground right now looking up at you.
Then I guess I bonus action into his head and just say, do you yield?
You like before you even really have the chance to say anything, you just sort of like go into his head and he's just thinking, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender, I just surrender.
Okay, easy enough. Then I grab his weapons that he has.
Alright, yeah, he's got a long sword on his hip.
Yeah, I just keep my sword pointed at him.
Alright. He's got a long sword on his hip and he dropped his bow and arrow and stuff, so you just take that and you just throw it behind you.
Then I call behind me and I say, I believe we're done.
Right. Wonderful.
Well then. Do you think we can learn anything?
Yeah, take a look back around here. All the cages are empty now? Is everyone dead? Oh no.
This cage on the far left is empty, as everybody who was in it was thrown onto the fire. But the other 2 cages do have people in them.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, let's
I
get
hope
them out
Squeaks
of there.
passed off the keys to them.
Oh, right, you had that.
Yeah,
you guys didn't get any keys.
That's true.
Well, start alert.
You know what?
Looking for keys.
Yeah, you know what? As you sort of like turn around and like look at that, you do see Squeaks the rabbit on top of the 3 dead goblins and hobgoblin, and he's just like he's rifling through, and that's when you see him stand up with a ring of keys in his mouth.
Yes.
As he's just standing there on his back legs, and he just sort of like he sees you looking at him, raises his paw to his head, and salutes you.
So just amusingly salute him back.
As he just like he salutes you, and then like you see like his eyes like get back into focus mode as he starts running over and he hands the keys to the people inside, and the people inside are very confused.
Meet Squeaks, your Lord and Savior.
you yell that from like 30 feet. From like 30 feet away, you yell that to the people in the cage, and they're just like.
Very quietly, Aloric just sort of mutters, don't know about Lord and Savior, but at least he found the keys.
You do look and you see Squeaks is like, he's standing on his back legs and his hands are on his hips in like a hero pose as he's just like...
Aloric just like shakes his head slightly and moves on with his life. That is his attitude about all this.
Eberrain, as you guys continue looking at Squeaks, you see like he then goes from like his proud hero moment to like his dark like talking to himself as he makes his little fist and like starts talking into it, and you can tell he's going over his weird dark backstory as he's just. As you can see, like, you can see his mouth moving, but he's just staring at his fist. All of the people in the cage can also see this and are so freaked out. There's like an old guy at the head of the group who's like holding the ring of keys and is not doing anything as he's just staring at the rabbit.
I'm gonna go over there and be like, "Are you all right? Sorry it took us so long."
He just looks up from the rabbit to you, looks back at the rabbit, you, rabbit, you, rabbit, you, rabbit, and it's just like that for the rest.
While this is all happening, I tie up the hobgoblin and I bring him out the tent.
All right. Are you still like in his head?
I mean, it's a bonus action. It's just back and forth.
Eberrain's just gonna like be. Do not mind Squeaks. He was cursed and polymorphed into a rabbit, but he is a true hero.
Squeaks, while like talking to himself, looks up at you, and you see his head tilt, and he's like.
I didn't know you could understand when we're not speak to animals.
Oh, never mind. He doesn't say anything. He continues looking at his fist.
I will make
Like,
a deception check
like-
if I need to, but...
The people are so, like, tired and done, they don't even care. They're
just like, welp.
okay.
This is our life now.
The old man with the ring of keys at the front is just like, okay. Okay. That is what Bertram is gonna, like, walk up with you and he's gonna be like, friendship.
Friendship indeed, Bertram.
Everybody
Well
in the
done.
cage, like, everybody in the cage is immediately, like, push themselves back to the cage, terrified of Bertram.
Aloric just calls out, "It's okay. He's on our side. He's not gonna hurt you."
Bertram just turns to the people in the cage, waves with the one hand, and just goes, friendship.
See?
These people are so scared.
Just
So
go and
many
help
things
them
have
with
been
the
happening.
keys. And get them
They
out.
thought they were gonna die like a few hours ago,
Yeah.
and then a fight started happening. There's a guy that turned into an ice monster. There's a rabbit. There's a bugbear. They don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Just for clarification, like how long does the ice form last?
Uh,
Because I don't think it said.
yeah, it did it. Let's say 10 minutes, or until you end it.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I'll just keep it up for now.
So you're just gonna say an ice monster?
Yeah.
Never know.
Alright. Each of these people, though, they're like, yeah, no, you can help them with the keys and getting out. There's about 10 to 15 people per cage. There's about 25 in all the people.
Oh, wow.
There would have been close to 40, but there's now like 10 to 15
But
bodies on the
unfortunately,
fire.
some of them are dead.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry we couldn't save everyone, but at least
Yes.
all of you are all right for now.
They're just like, yeah. They're so like just glassy-eyed and just like,
May we ask your
Is
names
there-
and where you came from?
yeah. And like they don't realize like what's being asked of them, so they all just sort of start saying that. I'm like, I'm Brendan, I'm Liam, Joey, John, Matt. So you're basically the whole crowd is like telling you their name.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to just keep them calm and nodding and... Well, I'm Eberine. Nice to meet you. This
There's
is
one big,
Ulrich
like,
and Tash
Eberine.
and Bertram and Squeaks, of course.
Squeaks at this point like walks up to you and like he you know how like a dog or like you know how a baby walks up to you and like shows that they want up.
Yeah. What is,
Yeah,
like,
Squeaks just sort of like walks up to you and like does the sort of like a same thing.
Yep. She'll kneel down, pick him up, and put him in the vest pouch.
Yeah, he just like goes in there and he just sort of like his hands are like on the pocket, so he's just sort of like peeking out with his head, just like constantly aware of everything.
She has a unique tendency to make friends, I suppose.
It's better to make
There's
friends
just
than
like
enemies, right?
That is generally true.
And it certainly helped us here.
all the people are just like yeah. Tash, the hobgoblin next to you, he's looking up at you with like he's gone from like he's still afraid. There's very clear fear, but he's looking at you with like these like eyes of like hey, you know, like hey. He's like
So I bonus action so I can understand them.
Oh yeah. He's like the thing running through his mind is like maybe I can give him stuff. Maybe he'll let me go.
Yeah, that's not happening, buddy.
Do you like send that message to him?
Oh yeah, I
What
do.
are we gonna do?
He looks really off put by the fact that like he can hear you, but then he realizes you're a giant ice monster. So he's like, yeah, he's like ice monsters. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, ice monsters would do it. Hey, okay. Hey, so you can hear me.
Yeah.
You're scary. All right. Hey, maybe, just maybe, you let me go.
It depends on what you tell us.
Tell you things. I can tell you so many things. What do you want to know?
Where'd you get these people?
We just attacked their convoy.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't
People
suppose any
go
of these
through
people look
woods all the
familiar, right?
Yeah, no, this is like a silent conversation. Like, you all can't hear
Oh no,
it.
I just meant the people in the cages. Like,
Oh yeah,
Do they look
none of
familiar?
these people. None of
Okay.
these people look familiar.
yeah, Eberina's on a lot of convoys, so.
Yeah, none of these people really seem familiar. But
Okay.
yeah, Tatch, you're just like. Actually, you know what, Eberine, make a perception check. But Tatch, he's just like they were probably headed to that one big place. It's like called like Copper Door, Bronze Hinge. It's called something. Oh, 23. Looking through the crowd, you do spot you spot one young guy, and it's like, hey, that looks familiar. And like you can kind of tell, even though he's like very definitely hungry and dirty and just sort of been abused. You sort of walk into his line of sight, and that's when like his eyes, which are like just sort of staring off to nowhere, like glossy. That's when like he catches you, and he's just like, Ebor, right?
Eberine, close enough. And
Eberine, right. You were on that convoy with me and Ferelda. And this is a guy. His name was Tord. It was him and his sister Ferelda. You thought they were nice enough. Tord talked a lot. Ferelda constantly bullied him, but like in that nice sibling way. You enjoyed going on with them, but like if you could have cut the amount of time you were on that convoy shorter, you would have been happy about it. Because it was just you and them. And like they were headed somewhere. They weren't headed the same place you were, so you ended up cutting off with them. And they were probably the second to last convoy that you were with before the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, Eberine.
Tord, right? Where's Ferelda?
Yeah.
Is she alright?
Well, she's kind of she was killed. She was in the first cage.
Oh.
He looks at the bonfire and he's just like, yeah, that wasn't fun. But you're here now.
Right.
I love how he just gets over it.
Well, never mind.
Yep, and I'm gonna just go over by Bertram. Like, Bertram, this is Tord.
Tord just looks up at Bertram and is just like, hi. Bertram's just like, hi. Tord's just like, so you make interesting friends?
Looking between Bertram and Tord? Yes, I tend to do that, I have noticed. But you should probably sit by the fire and relax a bit.
You know, I'd love to, but I
Sit by the fire.
Yeah, maybe Sam.
No,
I'd love to, but
sorry,
I'd rather-
wrong one. Sorry, I did not say that. I forgot.
I'd rather not see Ferelda staring me in the face.
Yeah,
Not
I
gonna
forgot
lie.
about that. Sorry, there's no like bodies on top of the thing, so just completely out of my brain.
I can still kind of smell the bodies. To be honest,
Yeah,
it's been a strange few weeks.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
Flint is an idiot.
He's just like, it's been strange.
Yes, it certainly has. So, just going to excuse herself and go and check on.
He just sort of like
Ulrich
walks up to
and-
Bertram and he's just like, So tell me about you, big guy.
Yes, fine.
Bertram just sort of looks down at him and is like, well, I was born 13 years ago. And that's how their conversation starts going.
Glad I got away from that.
So I turn to Florissa and I say, or is it Ebrine? Okay, Ebrine. And I say, so do we have any questions for this guy? Because, like, it's kind of one-way street. Like, I don't know if he can understand common or not, but literally he just keeps speaking Goblin. So I'm just speaking to him inside of the city.
Tash, in your head, since you're psychically linked with him, you can just hear his brain going like, oh, hey, I wonder, can she hear me? I'm sorry. Can she? I don't know if she can hear me. You know, obviously, wasn't
then I'm just
personal meaning to kill you. He just starts rambling.
I just, in my head, to him, I say, shut up. Give us a minute.
He's like, I'm sorry. Just let her know I'm sorry. It wasn't personal.
Nothing personal.
Okay. So I turn back, and then I say, so, one, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but he wants to let you know that he's sorry. Two, do we have any questions?
So, like, look around him and, like, scrunch your nose a bit and pout a bit. He should be. And then... But alright. And then she'll look back. Well, did you ask about what they were doing here? Besides, obviously...
I didn't ask that, but I did ask where these people came from. He said a caravan. They were headed to some town. I forget what town he said.
He said it was either like Copper Hinge or Bronze Door. He was like, it's something like that.
A Copper Hinge, Bronze Door, something metal.
All right.
Metal Town. That's a thing.
Are they just raiders?
I ask him, are you guys just raiders, or do you guys travel about and just attack places, or what was the deal?
We're goblins, man. I mean, personally, me and the other hobgoblin guys, we were sent by, the big guys, them. The little goblins here,
Time out. Who's the big guys?
The big guys, the guys we listen to. Everybody listens to somebody. The guy with no head. He was sent here by the big guys like yesterday. We were sent here.
No,
yeah, the one that your friend hit, and then a magical sword just sort of cut off his head.
Oh, that guy. Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go. So he was sent here a little bit ago, maybe a few days. Me and the other ones, we were sent here a few weeks ago because, the goblins in this part of the area, they have not been living up to management's expectations. So we were sent here to sort of, get them organized. And, well, we did. That's how we got those humans. And there was something about some weird-ass territory war between these little shits and some scaly little bastards. And so, we helped them out a bit with that, got a whole thing going. We did a thing. We had a little peace meeting or something stupid. I don't care. Either way, though, we helped them out a bit. So we sent management, we sent them a message, and we were like, hey, we done some stuff. They then sent us that guy in response. All I really know is, he's this big ol', praise Magublia type of guy. Personally, I'm not the most religious person. I wasn't really raised that way. You know how it is. And, my mother was Magublia fanatic. My father a little bit less. And, Dad usually has the say. So, Dad did blah, 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 and he just starts rambling.
Just silent otherwise, and everyone's just blinking and looking between them.
Aloric and Liberator are just waiting to know what this guy says.
This is taking a while. This is a lot of information we're getting.
He rambles on for a bit, but then he's like, but you know how it is with religion and parents, so that's why we haven't talked in a while. But the important part is this guy gets sent here, and he's some, cleric of Magublia or something. and we're supposed to listen to him, and he's over there like, oh, I'm gonna get you in ship shape. First thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna have a bonfire. And he was like, hey, you got those humans? And we were like, yeah, we got those humans. And he was like, all right, we'll burn them. And then we were like, all right, sounds like fun.
Is this still in nonverbal?
All nonverbal.
Okay.
You can just see like his eyes like going wild, like as if he was talking to somebody. Like he's kind of moving his body and kind of his hands, even though he's tied up. Like he's moving his hands, which are down by like his legs, and he's like moving them, and he's like talking. He's like moving his head, like all that. But there's no words coming out.
Just looks at Tash.
Yeah.
You there, Tash?
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
It appears Skynet has gotten him.
You hear me?
Yay.
Oh,
Yeah,
never-
now I can.
Okay. Yeah, so I relay all the information to both of them, and does this goobly guy
Yeah.
sound familiar?
I was gonna ask the same thing. Does this ring any bells?
Make a religion check.
Okay. I am terrible at that, but we'll do it anyway. Yep. Oh, I saw
Rings
it in.
absolutely no bells.
Yeah, I got jack of all trades, but I don't know if that would apply to this.
Yeah, no, I don't. You wouldn't really.
And I wouldn't either.
Nah, no.
Well, what
Do-
do we do with him?
Can he give us any more information about who the big guys are? And
No, he basically said that the cleric that was sent was one of them.
Oops.
okay. Oh, well, that's not terribly helpful, but it is what it is.
I have an idea. So I asked him, where are the big head honchos located at?
Well, I don't entirely know. I mean, it's not one of those
Just a
things.
general area. And do we have like a map? So, if we do,
yeah, I
I
think-
pull that out, and then I get them just like the tell me where around what area.
Yeah, no, you guys have like a map of like the area, and you show him where you guys are, and you're just like, where, and he's just like, I don't know. I mean, maybe in this area, and he circles just like a giant part of the map, and he's like, maybe somewhere up here.
Well, that's super helpful.
He's like, what are you expecting from me? I got here, and I've never even been the management. He's just like,
how would you get messages to manage?
Usually a giant bird would come by. Well, not a giant bird, but there was usually some bird. It would fly by, give us some information, and then it'd be like, all right.
Can you get a hold of one of these birds?
What does it look like?
It's just like a hawk usually. I mean, my friend Cisco, you cut him in half, but my friend Cisco, he was great. He would like to use smaller birds to mess with everybody. He was the office clown. You know how it is. There's always one of them.
So
I'm
I don't suppose you could call one. I don't suppose you could call one of these birds to here right now, could you?
No, it's just a random bird.
It's just a random bird.
Hey,
so how does the bird know where to go? If it's a random bird.
I don't know. Usually we just kind of send them. We kind of like Well, usually management sends the bird first. We get it, and it's usually has a message, and it's like, like send bird back after you do such and such, and include a note if you feel like it, and then you would send the bird back. Occasionally,
Yeah.
we'd be supposed to send messages, so that's like I said, Cisco over there. That's why he would pull out doves, random pigeons, or hell, he even did it with a little blue tit once. That was funny. We ate the bird afterwards.
Where does he have any birds here?
No,
Or are they all gone?
after we got sent to this place, we were kind of told you're not going to send any more messages. We'd only receive them from management.
Sad idea. Okay, so I explained all this to them. So there's no way for us to get a hold of one of these birds.
I mean, unless we want to sit here and wait for a bird from management, which seems not productive.
No, I'd rather not.
Right.
He's just sort of like sitting there with this really pleasant smile on his face, and you can, since you're like telepathically linked, you can hear in his head he's just like, I think we're becoming friends. Oh wait, you can hear this.
Well, any
First-
thoughts?
You guys,
If anything, the first
I don't
step
have-
should be finding someplace safe for them and pointing back at the group.
Yes. Is there anywhere near here that we could take them?
Yeah, how far away is whatever? Would any of us might possibly know what the town or the city that was mentioned was? Or are they honestly referring to like Iron?
Metal, whatever metal city.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, he said the name was a mix between metal and parts of a door. So you
Iron
think
Handle,
it very well
fuck.
could be Iron Handle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Is there?
Actually,
I would also like it known you can hear Bertram laughing as him and Tord are just like hitting it off real well.
Okay.
well,
Well, Tord has a new friend.
there you go. Everybody's
And that's
fine with
when
this.
Bertram's just in the back. You can hear Bertram just from far away, and he was like, and that's the first time I person.
I just heard first time I person.
Yeah. And that's basically what you hear as Tord's just like, ha, 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 that is terrifying.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so wait, Iron Handle was okay, right? Because that was where the Woodstock family was going, and we parted ways with them.
Yep, Iron Handle was okay, but these people were on their way to Iron Handle.
Yes, and that's a ways away, isn't it?
It's a decent ways away, but these people could, honestly, they could probably manage.
As long as they don't get attacked by more goblins.
That is true.
Yeah, is there like any there's too many people, like where can you ask him where their caravan, where their pieces of the caravan, their carriages?
Oh, so I'll ask the hobgoblin, if they took the carriage, or did they destroy it, or leave it where it was, or...
Okay. Well, pieces of the carriage. We just left those there. We killed and butchered the horses. They tasted great, by the way. Have you ever had horse with a nice little like mushroom top on it? Have you ever? You look like a big scary guy. I feel like you might.
I feel like by this point the ice is faded. It's probably been past 10 minutes, and I'm back to my regular form.
Yeah, true, but you are a big scary guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he's still, but he's making those like eyebrows at you, and like he's like, I feel like you've definitely had horse before.
They're just dripping wet from like melted ice.
He's like, he's leaning into you and like he's giving you the eyebrows and he's like, come on, between us.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, so we ate the horses and we left the cart there. But all of their provisions and stuff are in the tent behind me.
Okay.
As well as, what might interest you, some stuff that came from management that the Magubliat guy got.
Alright. So I say to both of them that the campers, or the caravan stuff is in the tent, along with some stuff that the cleric guy had.
Well, I can take a look and see see if there's anything of interest, maybe.
Yes, I can help you.
You want to, yeah. So
yeah,
we
go
head
in there and check.
We head towards the tent.
All right, yeah. It's a big tent. It's it appears to have been where everybody was sleeping. So there's like on the right side, there's a bunch of like shoddily made bunks and cots and stuff like that. Nothing really valuable or important. It's like there's random like goblin stuff, but it's literally just like you open one person's bag and the waft of just rotting meat just hits you as you're like, oh god, as you just close it and just push it to the side. You're just like,
that's less than pleasant.
Of course.
And then I yell out, they may have killed the horses, so I don't know if they kept any of the meat.
Thanks. Yes, I think they. Vile.
Prestidigitation.
But going a little bit further in the back, but actually in the front to the left, that is where you do find it's not hidden. Nothing's been like done with it. It's literally all just there. There's like trunks and chests, and it's all you open it up. It's clothes. It's supplies. It's food, provisions. It's some weapons. You know, like shoddily made ones are just like normal common ones, but it is definitely everything that the people had when they were a convoy. And there's plenty here that they could continue on.
The problem is, can they all carry it?
The farther you get back, though, there is a little spot that is like... It's got a little bit of like a curtain around it, and it's in the far back. This appears to have been you walk in and there's this like weird looking demon face sort of just hanging from the ceiling, and it's very well made. And Ulrich, you get that feeling of like, oh okay, religious.
This is our cleric friend, and by friend I mean dead cleric.
Yeah. Would this like ring any bells? Like, have we seen any like iconography like this, or anyone like selling stories about this sort of thing?
Hold on. Let me look at the skills. The closest thing I think to memory would be history, so go ahead and roll history.
Okay. 15.
This kind of looks familiar. From the very few times that you would have picked up a book, because you were not really that much of a book person, I don't think. Were you a book person?
It depends.
Well, the times you would have picked up a more factual book, rather than like an escapist
also,
fictional novel.
Yeah,
yeah, but every so often you would get one. This is, if you're right, there's a name. Megan. No, not Megan. Magubliat. Yes, Magubliat. Magubliat is the patron god of goblins.
Magubliat, like that?
Magubliat, like, hold on and let me look at my notes. No, it's more like Glubiet. I spelled that wrong. There we go.
Ah, Maglubiet. Okay. Maglubiet. God of Goblins. Bring that on my notes.
But yeah, you're just like, yeah, Magoobliad, God of the Goblins.
Of course.
And you're just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. He was a goblin worshipping the god of goblins. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else around besides?
Well,
symbol?
below like the weird face, there is an altar, and that's you're just like, all right, he's praying here. But off to the side, you do see a very ornate chest.
Check that out. Can I? I don't really have investigation for traps or anything like that.
My investigation is bad.
Yeah, it would just be jack of all trades type stuff for me. Like, generally chests are trapped. Who knows?
Would you like to roll investigation to check?
I'll try. Not bad.
Alright, yeah, so as you sort of like go up to the chest, like instinctually, like you walk up and you're ready to open it, and part of you's just like, no, let me think about this. And you just sort of start looking around, and then like immediately, like it's not even that difficult to spot. It's just right in the front. There's a little carved arcane symbol. And you just sort of look at it and you're just like, that would be bad.
Ah, trap. Unfortunately,
you figure you could just like scratch it out.
Oh, scratching it out? Okay.
Yeah.
Scratch.
It's just a little like arcane symbol that would activate. You can just scratch it out.
Okay. Yeah, she takes his dagger or something like that.
Yeah, no, you just
Scratch it.
and you just open up the chest. And on the inside, you find 50 gold in coins.
Ooh.
And then actually it's more like actually I'm gonna say it's 100 golden coins.
Sweet. So 100 GP.
Hey, money.
And then probably about 25 to 30 gold. I'm gonna say 30 gold gold worth of random jewels. Jewels and precious stones, like you got rubies, you got emeralds, you got pearls, and then there's about another 25 gold worth of jewelry.
Oh. All right.
This chest was filled. And then on top of that, there are 3 bottles.
Ooh.
The one is in a conical smooth glass bottle. As you lift it up, it's green. The liquid inside is green, but you can every so often see these sort of like swirls of color that are just
Swirls of color?
yeah, swirls of just like red and
Okay.
and blue and purple. But there is a spot where there looks to have been a label, and it has been scratched off.
Okay.
There is also a leather water skin that is not as watertight as it should be. So it's like weirdly soggy. And you just sort of like pop the top and look on in, and the liquid inside, it's almost like a liquid. Oh, no, I'm not. It is a liquid. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
It's almost like a liquid.
Holy shit!
It's very oily as it's like it moves around slowly, and it's light gray. Except there's 2 sort of liquids in it. There's a very light gray and then a very dark gray. And like you sniff it and it smells like dirt, just like that smell of earth. And sort of just on the water skin, you can see the words sort of like put on a piece of paper that say use only in emergencies.
Okay.
And then the final one It's in a very large bottle. You would probably be able to take like 3 drinks of it. On the inside of the liquid that you can see, it's almost like expired milk. It's chunky, and it's just it looks gross. But it's blue, and the liquid never really stops moving. It's constantly shifting and just moving, and then just it's weird. You can like pop the top and smell it, and it smells like an orange. But this bottle does have a label on it in Dwarven. So Alaric, you can read it, and it
Yeah.
You like take the bottle and you see it, and you're just like, oh hey, Dwarven, that's something I haven't seen in a while. And it says Juice of Disguise.
What? You drink the juice. Thanks, Luke Skywalker.
Well, any of these I could also cast Identify on if we need to be sure of what they are.
Well, I do not know what the others are. So that
this one presumably disguises you.
Yes, the others, however.
Though I don't know how much I trust strange things in hobgoblin chests, but...
Well, that is also what Identify is for, I suppose.
Yes. Well, Alaric will then... do we want me to do that now? We'll take some time to do all of them, or hold on to them for later.
Suppose whichever is easier for you.
It's either is easy. It depends on whether we're staying here or not.
Well,
depends on how long.
We need to get everyone their items anyway, so that will take a bit to make sure we know how much everyone can carry.
Well then, while you sort that out, unless there's anything else in here, I'll start making sure I know what these are.
All right, and then she'll head back out, and let Tash know what they found, and said that she's gonna see what all everyone can carry here.
I think Tash has been taken by the robots again.
No!
Do not tell me.
No.
Oh dear.
Now we can. A little bit.
Well, occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally.
Sporadically.
Come back to us, Tash.
No.
Trying.
While that's going on, Aloric's just going to set up and ritual cast Identify on each of the liquid things.
Alright. Alaric, you identify the first one, the one in the conical bottle, with the green, with swirls of color and a scratched off label. That one is a vial of youth.
Oh.
The second one is a filter of healing. Except it's been mixed in with a speed poison.
What?
A speed poison?
That's the best way to describe it. Basically, if you drink it, it will heal you, but you'll be slower.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the third one is a Juice of Disguise. And basically, that actually has multiple swigs you can take. Up to 3. When you use it, it changes your form into a random race and appearance.
Okay. Interesting. Well, there we go.
Right. I should point out, I just remembered how Identify works, so you will know these things. The Vial of Youth will make you a few years younger, but everything will taste like dirt for a little bit.
Okay.
The Filter of Healing, as I already told you, it heals you for quite a bit, but you lose speed. Your speed is halved, basically, when you use that. And then the Juice of Disguise, that's 3 uses where it'll turn you into a random race and appearance, except it makes you really paranoid.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. When he's done with it, he's like, I don't know how much we'll want to use, well, any of these, but they're things we have now.
Okay.
Maybe we could sell them.
Possibly, though, they have uses. Just downsides as
There's
well.
always someone who wants things, but whether they should have them or not is another story. Either way, she's gonna talk to the group and let them know that their supplies and stuff are in the tent. How much can everyone carry?
Alright. Yeah, Tord seems to kind of like stepped up as kind of like the speaker, and everybody sort of lets it happen because they've already sort of established that you and him know each other. And yeah, like he's talking to Bertram and like he's laughing with Bertram, but like once he sees you, his eyes bright up and he walks over to you. He walks over in front of the whole group and he listens and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we can everybody could probably take whatever's necessary and probably just start walking to Iron Handle. It'll be a long walk, but I don't think any of these people came to give up so far."
Good. Well then, let's get to it. We should probably at least get all of you some rations. And then
as you like start walking away, he actually he rushes up and he sort of he grabs you and he's like, "Hey, so my sister just died. You know how it is.
Yes.
Being with this convoy kind of reminds me of all the fun times I had with her. So, do you have any real need for just somebody around?"
Somebody around.
Doing what?
Yeah. We have gotten into a bit of very dangerous circumstances toward perhaps something
I
you
was
would not
almost
want to
burned
deal
at a
with.
goblin camp.
Yes, but perhaps that is more of a reason
Listen,
not to want to jump into
I'm
that.
telling you, I can be useful. All the time. If you remember that time that we had to sneak, me, my sister, and you, we had to sneak through that area where there was almost definitely ogres everywhere. So I had to crawl through. I had to crawl through all the grass and like sneak up to the camp, and I had to look through. If you remember that, I'm pretty sneaky. I can hide. I can do things pretty well. I'm also a risk taker. Okay, not entirely. I at no point thought about escaping from the cage. I was gonna let myself get thrown on fire, but. Say there's a chance to live. I'll try and do things to live. Listen, I'm just saying, me and you, we're not so different. We're the adventurous type. I'm pretty handy.
Okay. From what I remember of him, do I remember like how competent he was and whatever he's talking about, or is he BSing some shit?
You do remember that moment, and to be honest, it was a lot more than you expected from him, but you also feel like it was kind of just him only somewhat being skilled with it, and kind of just being like, I'll figure it out as I go.
Uh-huh.
But his luck does seem to be consistent.
Well, Tord, I suppose I'll have to bring it up to my new traveling companions. Make sure that they're also alright with it. Isn't that right, Squeaks? And just like gently pat the rabbit on the head a little bit.
Squeaks is like staring him down and just like sort of like Terminator vision, just looking him up and down, assessing.
And she'll go back over to Tash. And Ulrich can let them know.
So, you think this guy will be useful?
I mean, can we get him to a town that isn't where this group is going? I don't love the idea of another person tagging along who can't necessarily do much fighting.
Did I see this interaction between Eberine and Tord?
Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of like go in close. You sure he's not trying to, you know, you know? You?
Actually, you know what? Given past interactions and that, can I insight whether that's
Yes,
true or not?
can. He likes you. You knew that when you were in a convoy with him.
Yeah, she knew
That's kind of why you didn't really want the convoy to go on a little bit longer. Because he's just like, you know, like he's a nice enough guy, but at the same time, it's like,
He's gonna like look at Tash and then just casually tap at her temple as if to say, "Can you do your mental thing?"
Yeah, I do it.
I would rather not, but I am putting up appearances.
it's not that like he was.
Florissa
He was
also
weird
doesn't
about
like him
anything.
that
He was just annoying.
Yeah. He isn't terrible, but he can be a bit overbearing, and I'm trying to be a bit more polite about it, where Florissa would probably make a fuss.
Okay. I'll leave it up to you because you know him. But it's whatever you think, because you've spent the most time with him. So if you think he'll be useful and not like a hindrance, I don't see why we couldn't take him along with us till we get to a town. But if you think that it's going to be a problem, probably should stay with the caravan.
I think I have an idea. And she's going to kind of like look to the both of them, nod, and then turn back towards Tord and just casually slide an arm around Tash's arm and just kind of lean up against him. Well, Tash darling here thinks that you would be quite an excellent addition if you'd like to join us, but I wasn't quite sure.
Ulrich's just like, I have no idea what's going on, but okay.
Yeah, Ulrich's kind of like been like looking at the stuff in the tent, and that's when you turn around and see what's happening, and you're just like, I don't even care at this point, and you just keep like checking on things. Sorry, what did you say? I completely blanked because I was laughing.
like Tash darling thinks you'd be an addition if you'd like to join us, if you think you can help us out. If not, I absolutely understand, but is that all right with you? Just kind of leaning on Tash with a smile.
You see, like, you look at Tord and like his eyes, like where there was kind of like a bit of a genuine happiness with him, with his smile, like there's a little bit of like a falter in it, and you can see his eyes go from genuine happiness to like internal screaming, and he's like, yeah, no, I'd love to join you.
God.
I'll hang out with the big guy.
And I just flash him a big old grin.
He pointed at Bertram when he said that. He was like, I'll hang out with the big one, the real big one. He like turns around and he's like, hey, Barry, Bert, you, hey, how are you?
His name is Bertram.
Bertram, that's what I said. Hey, tell me more about that recipe. He just starts walking away, and he's just hey.
Great.
Just kind of like watch that, shake her head, and look to Tash. Sorry about that. Thank you.
Yeah, but you do realize now he's coming with us, right?
Yes, but maybe he'll leave me alone. And that is for the best.
Okay.
You don't want to see how Florissa might react otherwise.
Okay.
I would like it knowing that Tash, the hobgoblin, he sort of like shoulders you a bit, and he gives you like this look of like he does the eyebrows, and he's like, mm-hmm.
Okay. Before I mind link back with that guy, do we have any more things we need to talk to him about, or should we just kind of, or what do you want to do?
Well, if you think he's being honest about not causing us any more trouble.
Well, I didn't ask him if he was going to do that. I just asked him for information.
Well, you've been in his head. What do you think?
I think he wants to make friends so he doesn't die. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fair reasoning.
Yes.
I think that's about as far as it goes. Like, once we're out of his hair, probably go back to the same.
Well, then we should probably deal with it if it's just going to go back to the... And she's, like, giving a slight glance over at the fire with a frown.
Well, we probably should deal with that after the caravan leaves. Because they've already been through so much, they don't need me killing some, like, defenseless creature.
I suppose so. Alright. Then she's gonna go help people with the, supplies.
Alright. You and Alaric sort of, like, just, like, pass everybody out their stuff, and more or less, they take their stuff and they put on new clothes, they get weapons, they definitely, like, everybody grabs, like, at the very least, a bag of supplies and rations.
Alright.
And everybody just sort of, like, gets something. So, pretty much everybody. Tord walks over and he goes through, like, the weapon cart and he grabs a machete and he's like, alright, yeah, this'll do. And he just, like, sort of, like, attaches it to his belt. He grabs some decent clothes, kind of, like, picks up some ragtag pieces of, like, leather from the hobgoblins, and he's just like, yeah, alright, I'm an adventurer. Alright. And that's when he looks at the fire and he's like, alright, everybody, we're gonna grab you dead. Come on. I don't want to do it either, but come on, we have to. Get you dead. And then they start, like, they kind of, like,
That
find
is a
ways.
person.
Yes. Yes. To be fair, it's probably best to go with the Viking funeral here.
He's just like, yeah, well, he's like, alright, so if you want to grab somebody, go ahead and grab him. Something on him. Yeah, yes, Laura, I know your husband had his wedding ring. Yeah, we'll get it. Don't worry. Yeah. He's like, they all start sort of pull, like, kind of like, because there is a little bit of fire. They're just sort of like, they're trying to ignore it a bit, trying to, like, stamp it out where they can, and just, like, throw dirt or ash on it just to, like, tire it out. And then, like, they sort of, like, pull off some of the bodies, but at the same time, none of them really want to touch anything, so, like, they're like, ew, as they sort of, like, it's their loved ones. So they're not trying to throw them on the ground, but they're throwing them on the ground. As he just, like, but you do notice, like, he finds Ferelda, and you can kind of tell it's Ferelda. She is a little more burned than you remember.
Yeah.
But it's Ferelda. And he just sort of, like, he pulls her off, and just, you see there's actually, like, a sadness in his eyes as he kneels down and takes a necklace off of her and puts it on himself, and just, like, says a little bit of a thing, and just closes her eyes, crosses her arms, then kind of picks her up and lightly puts her back on the fire. As he just, like, mournfully looks on before looking down and turning around, seeing you guys, and immediately bright happiness back in his face, and he's like, so where are we going next?
By this time, has the caravan pretty much moved on?
They're grabbing their stuff. They're gonna take a bit.
Yeah, before
Have
they,
you mind?
yeah.
Have you mind linked with the hobgoblin again?
No, but I might as well have by this point.
All right, yeah. You mind link into him, and he's kind of been bored and saying this. So you hear like in his mind, he's just like, "The night that Patty Murphy." Oh, you're back.
Oh God, Patty Murphy.
So, here's the situation, my dude. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna put it pretty simple.
You're taking me with you. I'm glad. I thought we became friends. You guys got like a bugbear. I think you just got another guy. Listen, I don't want to intrude on you and your wife, so like I'll leave you guys alone. Don't worry.
Okay.
I can see you guys are open because like you guys are open-minded. You have a dwarf, and pretty much everybody hates those guys. Hey, me and the bugbear can like hang out a bit. You know what I mean? You killed all my other friends, so like this is the best option I got.
To be fair, this is happening a lot. So same thing happened with Bertram.
We do seem to acquire range.
He's even like, you guys got a sword. Like, don't know how you got one of those, but like somehow you have a sentient sword following you around. I mean, you know, my skills unique to me. I'm glad to be considered. You know, I've got open options. You know, I could either join you, I could die. Those are my only options. But like, I'd be willing to work with you guys. It'll be, you know, you guys. I think I'd be a welcome addition to the team.
This entire time, Tash is shaking his head. So
he's just like, he's sitting on the ground looking at the fire, and he's just like, ah.
Again, I want to be completely honest with you, my dude. You're probably gonna die.
What?
Yeah. We feel like if we let you go, or if you join us, you'll try to kill us in the middle of the night, or you'll leave and start pillaging and killing other people.
He just looks up at you and he's like, it's because I'm a goblin, isn't it?
I mean, you're not wrong.
But also, pile.
And then I kind of gesture to all the dead bodies in the fire.
He's just like, okay, I see where you're coming from, but like, I want to live.
Okay, is there anything you could do to prove your usefulness to us so we wouldn't kill you? Is there anything you could do?
I mean, comedic relief?
I'm the only one that can talk to you.
Comedic relief for you. You seem like a high-strung guy. I'm not going to make any assumptions, but it seems like you and the missus have been having a bit of... Like, that's the first time I've seen her generally, like, care about you during that whole fight. She healed the other guy. And by the other guy, I mean the bugbear.
Tash was the first one to... Well, okay, Tash was the second one who got Bardic Inspiration.
Well, I mean, you healed Bertram.
That's true. He's the only one who needed
just,
it.
Yeah. But he's just like, so like, man, I'm just saying, I mean, not to assume, not to pry, but like, it seems like you need a friend. I can be that friend.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Jack walks away. He goes in the tent for a minute.
You're still mind linked with him, so he's like, alright, I'll wait out here.
I can't even move my character.
He's just
He goes
sitting there
into
like,
the tent.
yeah.
And he goes talk to Auric for a second. I kind of feel bad for this guy. Like, on one moment, he's like, just awful. Like, he wants to not die, but at the same time, all he can offer is comedic relief. for only me because I'm the only one that can understand him.
At this point, you start hearing through the mind link. He's just like, it's like, hey, Mama said, stay away from Juliet. I like that song.
So he thinks he can provide comic relief to you.
Do you like pina coladas?
Okay, I cut off the mind link at that point.
That seems like a bit of a strange offering.
Yeah, I mean, he got all the information from him, and like, I don't know what to do in this situation. I've never had to deal with somewhat like a captive that, you know, could kill us. And then, like, you know, he's defenseless at the moment. I feel better if he had a sword in his hand and I killed him that way.
Well, you could give him a sword and
Trial
then
by
kill
combat.
him, I suppose.
Trial by combat! Though, to be fair, you intimidated him into stopping in the first place.
True. But we needed information, that's why I did that.
Yeah.
Though it wasn't much information.
I think it's up to you, but...
Okay, so I guess my proposition is, would you guys feel safe if he came along?
Not especially.
I mean, he did say dwarves are awful, so I kind of agree that he's not good.
I mean, a lot of people really do hate dwarves, so that's not surprising, but... I mean, as far as... Does he feel any remorse for burning a whole bunch of people?
Alright, hold on. I mind link with him.
Do you like being the colada? Oh, getting caught in the rain.
Hey,
hey, buddy, you're back. Hey.
Do you feel bad for what you did?
Okay, that's a layered question. You're gonna have to be more specific.
The fire, the dead people, any of the bad things you've ever done. Do you feel bad about it? It's a yes or no question. It's not that complicated.
Do you feel bad about the bad things you've done?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay, I cut off the mind link. Okay, yeah, I don't think he's good. I think we trial by combat, because I'm gonna kill him, because, like, there's no way.
If trial by combat makes you feel better about it, then that seems like a good approach.
For a second, Eberyn's form shifts down into Florisa, and she's like, he shot its sister. I'm fine with this.
Okay, yeah, so I go back over to him.
Alright.
And I say, alright, mind link again.
Oh,
okay, so this
getting caught in the... Oh, hi.
So this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna cut your binds. I wanna walk away from you by 10 feet.
I like it. I like the plan.
I'm gonna give you a sword, and then you're gonna fight me. And if you can win, you can leave. But if you don't win, you die.
How about no? Maybe I like the plan. There's just one part I don't like about the plan. The plan. I don't like the plan. It includes me dying.
Well, you don't have a choice.
I always hate those choices.
So it's either fight me or die fighting.
Both of those include death. I really don't say... Both of those were the same thing, just said that it's not gonna lie.
Very true, but...
I either fight you and die, or I die fighting. I
mean, there is a chance you could beat me. You could walk away.
Yeah, oh, you're right. You're right. Alright, fair. Let's do this.
Okay. So... I walk... I assume that's 10 feet.
Go back one more.
Okay. I ask Ulrich to cut his binds and give him his sword that I grabbed off of him.
All right. Ulrich comes and does that.
Yeah.
Clarissa's just gonna peek out of the tent and just watch this.
Are you like Ulrich, where are you after you cut his binds and give him a sword?
So I cut his binds and give him a sword and then, step back away.
So we make sure that he's away from everybody, like all of the people.
Yeah.
All right.
I mind link to him and say, just so you know, there's no getting away if you try to run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You had your fair shake. Let's do this.
All right. And he immediately throws his sword down, and he's just going to start booking it in about this direction. He's going to try and run around the fire. You can hear his panting in your mind as he's.
All right. So then, I guess is it like a roll off to see if I can catch to him, or?
Yeah. It's going to be a dexterity roll off. You can hear in his mind he is panicky, but the one thing you can hear is, "Do you like pina coladas?" Again.
Also, from inside the tent, you just hear, if I might make a suggestion, you should probably just lay down for a minute and cast suggestion on him.
Oh my god, what does he have to roll against that?
14 wisdom save.
Come on, buddy, come on.
Oh! Fair.
Okay, so what was the roll I had to roll?
Dexterity save.
Dexterity.
Well, not a dex save, a dex check.
Dex.
But I would like it known, Florissa, since he got a natural 20, his mind is so, he's screaming that song in his head. And Cash, you can hear it. You can just hear, "Do you like pina coladas? I'll get it gone in the rain." You can just, that is reverberating so loud in his head. It actually bounces the spell suggestion back at you, at Florissa, and you think to yourself, "I should lie on the ground," and then you just lie on the ground.
If
Yes!
Oh my god! So he's faster than me.
So I was gonna say, if Tash doesn't catch him, Aloric is going to cast guiding bolt at him. He's running off.
I would like it pointed out, he's running fast. He's a fast little.
120-foot range.
Fuck. All right. He's running fast though. He's full on he's almost to the woods by now. He's almost out of sight. And he's straight up just, "Do you like pina coladas?" And he's even he's saying it in it's still in Goblin, so he's like, "Do you like pina coladas?" But he is running.
Oh, well, he takes 15 points of radiant damage while he runs.
Yeah, we didn't heal his ass.
Yeah, we don't. You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he dead?
Tash, as he's running away, and you just hear, "Do you like pina coladas?" You just see Ulrich just cast this magic, this divine magic, as the bolt just, and it's so sad. It's so sad, so pitiful. As the bolt just hits him in the back, and he just, as you just hear, "Do you like pina coladas?"
Oh.
Great.
Well.
I'd feel bad, but he was given a chance.
He does, in his mind, his final words are, "Well, I wish you luck with the missus."
Oh god. Okay.
Larissa's lying down inside the tent and looks over. Is it over yet?
Clarissa is full on the ground now.
Why are you
she's
lying down?
I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do. I was a little tired.
Well,
You missed that whole thing, by the way, Clarissa. Your face was in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead, and
Okay.
I think
You guys ruined my fun. He was gonna live.
Become our next evil, like, nemesis.
He got a natural 20 on a wisdom save, and then a dirty 20 on a dexterity save. He was almost gone. He could have lived. I was rooting for him so much.
I just can't believe I had to deal with. I do have like pina coladas in my head.
Right?
Cash, you do
Oh, you
have this
heard that
weird
too?
thing where...
It was really loud.
Actually, yeah, Clarissa, you also heard that since the spell got knocked back at you. Basically, you and Tash both have "Do you like pina coladas" stuck in your head. It's a real earworm.
Just trying to convert it into Sylvan. How would that go?
Florissa's
the
just on
most
the ground.
Feywild pineapple thing. Man.
Florissa's just on the ground, like really angelic singing every so often, interspersed with "How would that be?" So it's basically like really angelic opera singing to the tune of "Do you like pina coladas?"
Look, not so much opera, but definitely like, I don't know, like kid choir.
Oh yeah, well yeah, no, yeah, choir type singing. It's like oh.
All right, it's getting a little late.
I guess so.
Yeah.
After a minute, she eventually sits back up and then stands. That was a good not nap.
I don't quite know why you were not napping, but okay.
Seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
Fair enough, I suppose.
With that, you guys now have another new member. You mercilessly killed a goblin who was ready to run and hide and live his life peacefully.
Lies. He had no remorse.
He had none. And then you saved a convoy of people who will be on their way. With that, we're going to end our game.
Nope.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
If anybody needs to leave, you can go on ahead, but I will do your XP.
I can wait for your XP.
Yeah,
All
let me
right.
grab.
One,
Find the right
two.
thing that has. Darn it, where is it?
So that's 3 hobgoblins.
Ah, there we go. We were at like 1, 3, 2, 4 before, right?
No idea.
I have 1, 3, 2, 3.
Yeah, you guys are ahead of me.
You might have gotten an extra experience point for something.
Maybe?
Yeah, I feel like I might have given you that for like Redonkulus or Bertram.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the conversation with Redonkulus.
Yeah, okay.
You got 1 point.
Cool.
4, 5. And then 5 normal goblins. Which I don't actually know what their thing is. Let me check my notes. Just 50. Did I say 5 goblins?
5 normal goblins, what you said.
Yep, alright, so 5 times 50. 250.
Okay.
So that is that, and then that's divided by you guys. So that's divided by 3, I believe.
What were the hobgoblins?
The hobgoblins were... Oh, I only put down
Yeah.
1 number for them. I only put down 100. Each of them were 100. So that was 3 hobgoblins, so that's 300.
So 300 each.
So each of you get 350 experience.
350. Okay.
Okay.
That'd be
1050 divided by 3 is 350.
1, 6, 7, 4.
And then I will give Tash 1 extra experience point just for dealing with pina coladas.
That's fair.
And I thought about it, but I'm not gonna. I was gonna take away an experience point from Ulrich just for being a killjoy, but
Hey now, non-remorseful goblin.
Yeah. That was in character.
Yeah, it was.
The dice.
fact that you
It was
guys-
the dice.
Yeah. you guys like somewhat took him seriously on the idea of actually hiring him. Like, he full well meant that, but I was not expecting you guys to even think about it. I legitimately thought you guys would be like, no, stab. And then, like, you guys were like, Jesus Christ.
We had to give it a fair shake, but
Yeah. Nope, he tried to hurt sister.
Well, that was before he knew that sister was married to his best friend.
I was really expecting that to work, but I wanted to see. But luckily, that should at least make things a little bit, like, less annoying. Hopefully. That's her goal, is to make it slightly less annoying, if anything.
I mean, Aloric still votes that the next time we come close to like an actual place of civilization, we leave dude there.
Well, that was,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
definitely.
that was the original thing, was like not going with the caravan, but
Yeah, that's Aloric's plan, is he is not staying with us forever.
yeah.
He full well. I wouldn't known, Tash. He full well thought you were his best friend.
Oh,
He thought he was good friends with you.
That's why you make friends with the ones that are like have actual like remorse and are nice, like Bertram.
all right, guys, this was fun.
Good times.
Oh yeah,
The best.
definitely.